What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is PT Philip. My goal is to help you enhance your performance, whatever that performance might be. Today I'm going to teach you how to properly train and how to prevent injury. We as humans, we think about illness when we get ill. We think about injury when we get injured. As a physical therapist, it is my job to teach you how to prevent getting injured. So I'm going to teach you the 7 most important tips on how you can prevent getting injured. So let's dive in. Whatever type of training you are doing, you need to follow these 7 tips in order to prevent injuries. And I'm going to start with the first one that is probably the most important one. And that is to retract your scapulas. The rotator cuff and the shoulder is the most common place we get injured. So you need to keep that place, that section of your body, sturdy, safe, and firm. And how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to do whenever you are performing a resistance exercise. So when you are doing curls, when you are bench pressing, when you're doing pulls or rows for the back, you need to keep those scapulas nice and safe. And it's really simple to get into this position. So basically, I want you to pull your shoulders up, almost touching your ears. And then you're gonna roll them back and bring them down. Right here. Now, my chest are nice and firm, my scapulas are in a safe position, and basically I can perform any movement and I can be safe that I won't get injured in my rotator cuff area. You can see the difference between this position, the locked in position, and this position right here. The second thing, form over everything. So smart work outperforms the hard work. First you need to work smart, and then you need to work hard, and then you need to combine those two in order to get results. But in order to work hard, you first need to learn how to work smart. And by that I mean to learn how to properly execute certain exercises. And that's where this principle comes in. So form over everything. 4 sets of 10. If you do a workout program that says you need to do 4 sets of 10 and those 10 reps look like crap, that's not an efficient workout plan, workout program. That's not efficient training. I would rather you do 4 sets of 2 instead of 4 sets of 10, but those 2 reps to be perfectly executed. I'm going to use a pull-up as an example. So basically, if I'm using the correct form, right here, the perfect pull-up will look like this. And down. And up. And down. And let me do one more. So go up and down. As you saw, this form was perfect. And I'm a pull-up guy. I can do many of these. But if you cannot do a perfect pull-up like this, I don't want you to do 4 sets of 10 of these pull-ups. Alright, that's nothing. That's bad. That's not doing the job it should supposed to do. So please, focus on form. Learn how to properly execute the exercises, different exercises, and always have in mind form over everything. The next tip I can give you is probably one of the most important ones. I want you to breathe. We cannot function as humans without breathing. We need the oxygen. And when you are working out, your muscles are highly dependent on the oxygen. So if you cannot breathe while holding a certain movement, while doing a certain exercise, that means you don't own that space, and you need to own the space. Let's say, for example, I'm doing a leg raise right here, and as you can see, I am holding this position and I am able to talk to you. I am breathing, even though I'm shaking a little bit. But this practically means I control this movement. Our muscles, can do 3 types of contractions. We have eccentric, concentric, and isometric. So when you are doing a dynamic move, when you have both concentric and eccentric contractions, I need you to inhale and exhale. But when you are doing an isometric contraction, when the size of your muscle isn't lengthening or shortening, when it's staying the same, like for an example, when I hold the leg raise, so my muscles are staying the same length throughout the movement. And when you are doing an isometric contraction, I need you to breathe. Breathing while holding the certain move is owning that movement. So please breathe. The next tip I can give you is to visualize your next set. Visualization is a trick used in psychology where you practically do a mental rehearsal of a certain thing that you will perform. So when you actually do perform it, it's practically a second time you are doing it. So let's say you need to do one set of 100 push-ups. Well, I would like you to imagine the sweat, the burn, and the effort it's going to take for you to complete that set. And when you actually do that set, it's going to be a lot easier and you're going to be a lot more effective. The next thing you need to do is to practice and train for your proprioception. Your muscles, they have certain receptors that tell your brain where your body is in space. And practically, you need to train to keep those receptors on certain level. And how can you do that? Well, you can do certain exercises that require balance, coordination, and are performed on uneven surfaces. The most common example where people have bad proprioception is when they keep getting their ankles twisted and they keep getting the ankle sprained. That practically means they have bad proprioception. And you can use like Bosu balls or uneven surfaces like this and just do exercises that practically require balance. You can even do some exercises on a uphill or downhill. So to train for your proprioception, do certain exercises that require balance, coordination on uneven surfaces. The next tip I can give you is to do a lots of isometric contractions. Isometric contraction, as I told you earlier, is a type of contraction where the size of your muscle isn't lengthening or shortening, it's staying the same. And doing isometrics is a great way to correct muscle imbalances or any muscle weakness. Let's say for an example you're doing a deadlift and you're having trouble getting that bar off the floor, and that is the hardest part of that movement for you. I'm going to use this parallel bar as an example, but imagine I'm having a barbell with weights on the side, and if this part is the part of the move where I'm having struggles with, well, basically I want you to do isometric contraction in that part of the movement. So I want you just to grab that bar right here, get the weights off the floor a bit, and just hold it here. Breathe, own the space, and whatever exercise you are having trouble with, I want you to do isometric contraction in the hardest part of that exercise for you. And basically these isometric contractions are great for muscle imbalances and muscle weakness, and it will do wonders for your physique and your physical health as well. The last thing you need to do is that you need to identify your weak link. The weak link is something that breaks first in the time of chaos. My philosophy is to always stand firm in the time of chaos. When you are training, it's chaos. Training is a stress. It's a stressful experience for your body. And if you give up first mentally, you need to work on your mental toughness. If you give up physically, you need to work on that part of your body that gave up. whatever your weak link is, you need to identify it. If you identify it, you will get stronger. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to get stronger and better with every training session that you do. All right, boys and girls, those were the 7 tips that you can use in order to prevent getting injured. Hopefully I left you better than I found you. Hopefully you learned something in this video, and hopefully you find this advice useful and practical. Thanks for watching the video. Give it a like button and subscribe to my channel. Take care. See you at the next one. Bye-bye.